So the first article I wanted to take a look at tonight is entitled Christian Prophetess, God Was Laughing Loudly at the Electoral College Vote. This article is on the Friendly Atheist website by Hemant Mehta, so let's give it a read and see what it has to say. Self-proclaimed Christian prophetess Kerr, a woman who says with unearned confidence that there is football in heaven, that Donald Trump won a surefire landslide victory in the election he just lost, and that God puts back miscarried babies, is once again making things up in the name of Jesus. Those aren't actually the only bizarre fucking things that Kat Kerr has talked about either. She said some real weird shit. She actually went into this big, vivid, detailed description about this body part requisition warehouse in heaven, where if somebody loses a limb, like an arm or a leg or something, and they pray hard enough and they believe hard enough, then an angel will enter into this body requisition warehouse and grab like the missing limb that they don't have. There's a whole venous system up there just chilling. Eyes, ears, noses, anything you could ever need replaced. And they're alive and aware, she says, because it's heaven. Everything is alive and aware, even the flowers. And the angel will grab the part that you requested through petitionary prayer. He'll gift wrap it for you in like a gift box with wrapping paper, the whole 9 yards. And then he walks through your body holding the box. And the box disappears when he comes out the other side, and there you have a limb. This woman is way out there. She says she falls asleep and she hangs out with God every night. She can just go to heaven whenever she wants and hang out with him. She's touched God's hair before. She's fucking weird, dude. Seriously, she is a weird fella, to say the least. A weird fella. So, anyways, with all that being said, let's continue the article. This is Hemant Mehta speaking. This time she claimed that God was laughing loudly at the thought of Joe Biden winning the Electoral College, even though that's exactly what happened. This is a quote from a Right-Wing Watch tweet. Prophetess Kat Kerr reports that she heard God laughing loudly about the Electoral College voting to affirm that Joe Biden won the election. And there's a clip that goes with it. So let's give the clip a watch and see what this weird little nutbag had to say.
When I woke up yesterday, he was laughing. I mean, I heard him laughing loudly. Wow. And he said, I'm laughing because of what they have said the electoral vote came to. Of course, it went for the other side. And God said, none of that matters. None of that matters. It's not changing my plan. This is what God said. I don't care who calls Biden president. He will never be president. I won't allow darkness to sit in this country or control this country.
Okay, let me just pause it there for a second and let's just analyze that. I couldn't really tell if she was saying that Joe Biden wouldn't be president as in Donald Trump isn't my president. That kind of context, you know. A lot of left-wingers have said Donald Trump may be the president, but he's not my president. Is that what she's getting at here? I can't really tell if she's like saying that he just flat out will not be the president or if she's saying he won't be my president, because she made a ton of claims about Donald Trump winning the election, saying that God told her personally that Trump was going to be the president, he's going to win the election. This is months ago, before the election actually happened. And she had to backpedal on all of those claims afterward because, you know, they turned out to be bullshit. And she said that this came straight from God. How do you backpedal on something so decisive and definitive and clear? Like, she didn't leave any room for error, and then she was wrong. How do you backpedal on that? Like, how do you save face? The problem here, though, really, is that she doesn't need to save face. She just made a complete fool of herself for the 7 billionth time, and she's not going to face any social consequences from this. It's just going to play out, and everyone's going to be like, oh, I guess she was wrong. I guess she lied about it or something. I guess God didn't give her this message, but they're going to buy everything else that she says. She's not going to pay any social consequences for this blatant lie. God obviously did not tell her this. Even if God was directly speaking to this woman, which I don't even believe in God, but even if I did, even if I believed that she heard his voice and he was telling her this, it didn't turn out to be true. How do people continue to watch and listen to her and believe her? I don't fucking get this. Let's step back a little bit and listen again.
Darkness to sit in this country or control this country. America is my gift that I called forth to be a blessing to this world, and I will have righteousness, justice, liberty, and freedom for all in that country. And he said the others who don't want it, then they will not have a great future, maybe not a future at all.
Okay, I find that fascinating. So God is suddenly pro-liberty? This doesn't sound like the God that I read about. The God that I read about was pro-slavery, right? Wasn't he? The God that I read about was all about vengeance and vindictiveness and righteous anger and all this other stuff. What is she talking about? God is in favor of freedom and liberty? No. None of that. God has always been in favor of basically an authoritarian structure, controlling every aspect of people's lives, controlling what they eat, controlling who they love and what they do on a day-to-day basis and what they don't do, controlling everything about a person's life. That's always been what God is about. Like, since the first page of the fucking Bible. Where is she getting this shit that God is about freedom and liberty? This does not track for me. Let's keep reading the article and see what Hemant Mehta had to say about this. This is a quote from the video that we just watched. I heard him laughing loudly, and he said, "I'm laughing because of what they have said the Electoral College vote came to." She speaks in very strange ways, really hard to decipher when you're trying to read it. God said, "I don't care who calls Biden president. He will never be president." Okay, right here we have a clear, definitive claim that this is like it. She laid it out for us. God said Biden will not be president. So if he does end up becoming the president, what does that mean? Let's break this down and figure out what it means. Are you lying that you can't hear God? Are you lying about what God is telling you? Or is God lying to everybody? Somebody along the line is being untruthful. We need to figure out where the hang-up is in this chain so that we can cut it loose right there. Hemant Mehta says, as we all know, God just sits around up there telling his innermost secrets to Kerr. The moral of the story, if Christians say God is speaking to them, they're lying to you or delusional. They need help. At the very least, other Christians need to call them out on it. 100% agree with Hemant Mehta on that point. But I've noticed that Christians tend to try to protect their own, if you will. Christians don't tend to attack or criticize fellow Christians, even when what they're doing is obviously heretical or blasphemous. If you look at the words in the Bible, if you follow the Bible and actually believe in this shit, what they're saying and doing is just straight up fucking wrong. Like, look at Kenneth Copeland, what he's doing. He's using God's name to push his own personal agenda and line his pockets. That's what he does. And really, honestly, that's what this woman does too. If I believed in God, which I don't, but if I did, I would definitely see that as blasphemous and immoral and wrong. I don't know how this woman still has followers. I don't know how any of them do. It's a death cult.